Before I start this review, I just like to say my prayers and thoughts go out to Roger Ebert and his family. He was one of the best movie guys out there. We wish his family the best. So thank you, Roger. We appreciate it. Today we are going to go over. I'm sorry to start that off on a bad note, but I'm going to go over the horror film reboot of Evil Dead. Yes, I mean you can clearly see behind me I am all ready for this shit. It is awesome, so let's get this done. The storyline. Let me just say first, it doesn't hold a candle, let alone a flaming torch to the original masterpiece. Yes, unfortunately, this is another Hollywood remake, but unlike the other remakes we all know and hate, this one is actually very incredible to watch. The storyline is greatly written, just as was as the original in 1981, and because it's a remake, the storyline is just about the same. Now, I do say just about the same because there are differences, and in what remake are there not differences? Otherwise, you can't you get the compare and contrast it to the original, but then again, you get that anyway, even if it's dead on especially if you have the same storyline, the writing, the characters, it's you pretty much get everything else. Here, it starts off, I want to say interesting. Yeah, I'll go with that. It was very interesting because it gives an expecting of who and what the demon is, and that we'll be seeing later, which was actually refreshing to see because sometimes not a lot of films do this. They tend to go off key with it. They tend to not even do anything. They tend to just go right for the jugular and go right for the storyline. They go right for it. But in Evil Dead, they show you who and what this demon is and what it can do, and then goes into the story of these kids who find a cabin in the woods. Well, who go to a cabin in the woods, I should say. Uh, it's actually why is it actually because this is actually why I actually love this film. I love this film so much that we haven't had an amazing horror movie in a really long time. This film made me just so happy to feel scared again. I know it boggles my mind that I even said that. This film has everything from the original. It has the original great writing. It was fantastic acting. The mayhem and the blood. My God, the blood. There was so much blood and gore in this film. I can't even. It's like I was up to my neck in blood, man. It was that crazy. This film had me at hello from the very beginning, if you will. This film had me even cringing actually at some points. Not even that, to be honest. It had me tense up the whole entire film. The best part about this was that it wasn't just the film that got me. The trailers that they chose to put into this film. Uh, I don't know if it's the same for every theater, but the trailers that were shown was like Carrie, The Conjuring, and like these films like really got me in the mood to watch Evil Dead, which just made it even got me so psyched up and freaked out, and they were just the perfect trailers to for this type of film, and I absolutely enjoyed it. It kept my heart in my throat. It kept me to the edge of my seat. It was just overall fantastic to watch a film like this and actually be good as a remake, because remakes suck half the time. I'd say 95% of remakes suck. It's actually really, like I said, it's really refreshing to see this. Now we do have an interesting casting here. We have Shiloh Fernandez. You may know him from Red Riding Hood, that really shitty movie with Amanda Seyfried. You also got Luke Taylor Pucci. I can't even say it. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's from actually Horseman, another supernatural film, and Beginners. I don't know if you know about that. And then you have the beauties of this film, of course. Why not? Every good horror film needs them. You have Jessica Lucas. You may recognize her from Cloverfield. She was one of the main girls here. And Elizabeth Blackmore, which I personally know her from Legend of the Seeker. She doesn't really do much. She hasn't really done much since that show. By the way, that's a great series. You should definitely check it out. It's on DVD now, I believe. And who can forget the fiery redhead from Suburgatory, and unfortunately fun size Miss Jane Levy. She is fantastic. She was absolutely fantastic in this role as Mia. She creeped me out at every level. She I really have nothing to say about this because she is so fantastic in this role, and I'm just there were a little lackluster. The rest were a little lackluster around her, but she kept it going for us, and she nailed the level of creepiness here. It was perfect and dead on, and I loved every freaking second of it. I did. Here's the downside, though. Well, at least in my opinion, like I keep repeating myself to you guys, this is a remake, and I really am. I'm not trying to compare and contrast, I'm trying to give this Evil Dead its own body of mind here, but it's hard when I've seen the original before and then watch like about a million times, and then when there's a reboot or a remake, it has to get compared. It doesn't have to, but it does. It's kind of it's kind of law right now. You need to compare both films to see which is better, and which one over trumps the other. But in my mind, it's always going to be. I'd say most of the time, it's usually the original because, like I said before, remakes suck. Most majority of the remakes suck that are out there. Except for Dread, that was really awesome. I really enjoyed that as well. But nonetheless, though, here it was still its own film here. It has significant differences, and for one difference, the characters, their names were different for some reason. I really don't know why they decided to change everybody's name. And there's a different reason why they went to the cabin. Mia was on drugs, and they go to rehabilitate her. But in the original, it's just teenagers going there for a fun time to drink beer and just to have fun. But it was still good. Oh, and also the demonic presence gets awoken by the Necronomicon, or the Book of the Dead, as we all know. It's being read by teenagers, those stupid teenagers. That's pretty much what the same level was here. It was good that they kept that in the role because obviously you can't really do anything else with that. I mean, you could. I mean, I watched Supernatural. I know about ghosts. I know how things can. There's like always different reasons, and I know how people can come back from the dead from like multiple different reasons. So I'm glad that they did keep it the same way that they did from the original film. I really enjoyed this film, like I said, like I keep saying, from beginning to end, top to bottom, from its directing probably to its catering. I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I do know is that this is a fantastic film. It's an amazingly enjoyable one at that. I highly and strongly recommend this film. I mean, the writing alone was just fantastic. Not the writing is also the producing. You have three producers in this film. I don't know the other guy, but the two of them that I really got me to watch this film was Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi from the original Evil Dead. They had a huge part in this, and I enjoyed it because of that fact alone. They produced this movie to what it was supposed to be. They brought back sick and disgusting, grotesque shit back on the big screen, and I pray and I thank the Lord that they did, because otherwise horror films have nothing to live off on. It is so great to see that they went into this film knowing that they will be able to do something with it and give it the boost that it needed. And I've talked to a lot of Evil Dead fans who are fans of the original and the sequel. They absolutely love this version as well. It is just as good as the original. Not it's right there. It's actually very amazing on how close it is to the original. And if you actually look throughout the film, you actually see the little increments that are from the original in this one as well. Like with the necklace, you'll see if you ever watch. I do implore you to watch this film if you're a huge fan. Like I said, I do strongly recommend this film. But a bit of a warning though, this film, like I said, is just as gorier and just as its predecessor. So I would definitely try to see it with somebody who you trust, let alone will probably carry you and probably help you go to sleep by the end of the night. Uh, one more thing here. Give some Care Bear some love here. If you like my reviews, share them, like them, give it a thumbs up. Right in the bottom here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Also, if you want to be a Gerbarian, just subscribe to my channel. Click here on his face, right there. And do we know the next film we're gonna do? All right. We don't know the next film, so to be Gare Baird. So that you know what that means. It just means you just gotta stay tuned, guys. See you guys later.